I'm confirmed opening for John Doerr in
That's so
New
sick.
Westminster, baby.
That's gnarly.
Yeah, it happened last night. I got confirmed. I
That's-
mean, I can still get bumped. There's still a chance.
Hey,
but
I mean, sometimes you got to bump to get in, and sometimes when you bump to get in, you got to bump to you get bumped.
yeah,
Bumpity bump bump.
bump.
That's
Remember
cool,
that
though.
song?
Yeah.
She got the bump,
Come on.
bump, bump.
I think we're
Whatever
thinking of
the
different
fuck.
songs.
Oh, what were you thinking
I was
of?
thinking of bumpity bump bump. Come over to the crib, like I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember who it was, but it was some 2000s R&B.
Do you know what 2000 R&B song I have had stuck in my head for my whole life? You have a song like that where like the lyrics
Yeah,
of
they,
it
they're
just,
all they just pop in.
yeah,
Tell me.
forever. It's that one where it's like, what would you do if your son was at home? I don't know, bedroom floor
'Cause he's hungry.
and the only way to feed him is to
Sleep with the man for a little bit of money.
Cause his dad is gone. We're smoking rock now, in and
Yeah.
out of lockdown. I ain't got a job now. What a song!
It's a classic.
It's
Yeah.
so good. It's also
Yeah.
very insightful.
Yeah, it's stood the test of time so far.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure, because the world is still an absolute hellscape.
Yeah. Hey, want to know something fun? My mom texted me a little while back, and she like apologized and was like, "Our next conversation about Black Lives Matter will be different. I'm sorry." And I was like, "Oh, nice. We're making progress."
Nice.
She's not like she
Yes.
was ignorant before, but she was just like, she basically was one of those people like, rappers are always talking about money and bitches.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Well,
Mom, literally, like, we smoking
Just
rock
wait,
now, in and
just
out of
wait
lockdown,
till
in
you
and
get
out.
money and bitches, though.
Yeah, it's great.
Like I would talk about it a lot. I would never
Mom,
shut
you ever
up
had
about
money
it.
and bitches?
Yeah. Whew.
It's the best.
A world where I have money and bitches. I mean, gee, come on now. I would rap about it all the
Come on
time.
now.
Yeah. Only reason I don't rap about it now is because I don't have money or bitches.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
everyone
I would
see
rap
through
about
my
it.
charade.
The Valley City, at the Valley City, doesn't rap about money and bitches because he doesn't have any. Help change that. For just the cost of one download per day, you can help change a not so young artist's life.
I would love to see you do a song about money and bitches, but like without having it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, the 40-year-old virgin where he's like, "Oh, you ever feel her titties and it's like a bag of sand?" Like a whole song like that.
Just me rhyming about what I think it would be like.
money and bitches, but being like way off.
It's like, oh man, it'd be so sick.
I put Lamborghini doors on my Chevy truck. Everyone's like, "Wait, what? Why?"
Why would you do that?
Chevy truck. You're like, "Yeah, the Colorado, the little one."
Because the bitches like it. No, we don't. Oh,
You're like,
all right then. Well, cause I like it, I guess.
sorry.
Yeah, that's why I don't rap about that kind of stuff. If anyone's ever wondered, why doesn't Jim rap about money and bitches? It's because
Because he gets his money through sound investing.
yeah, because he works hard. And-
Not fun to rap about your like, portfolio.
yeah, that's right. That's right. I've been putting a little away every check.
Getting weight from my Apple stocks.
Can't wait to cash this pension, motherfucker.
I hope Tesla drops.
Yeah, that would be like the whitest rap of all time. Is what I
Buy low, sell high, motherfuckers. What up?
Yeah. If I knew a lot about sound investing, I'd write a bunch of rhymes about it. But again, just the thing, you know.
Reinvesting a second mortgage.
Download Wealth Simple. They'll do it all for you. And I'm out.
Dr. K4 Financial.
I've been getting pretty good returns so far. So I think I'm going to leave it how it is. Because it's about the long term.
Playing the long game.
Yeah.
And make sure you recycle
album
all
is
your
called-
cans.
Your album is called The Long Game. Sound investing.
An EP, a 4-track EP called The Long Game Sound Investing. I would listen to that.
Well,
The last track
let's
is
write
just
that
like,
down.
fuck all that, sell drugs.
Yeah, and if none of that works, sell rock.
Oh, that's so
Because
funny.
you can't really sell weed anymore. I would imagine if you're trying to get into drug dealing, you'd have to. That's actually
what
that's
I
interesting.
understand is,
You,
like-
you can't now just start at weed if you're getting into drug dealing. Not that we're saying you should here on All Day Breakfast, but now, if you're starting, you have to go right to pills or coke or one of these crazy things. You don't get to start with weed where it's kind of like, hey, come on, man.
Or you could just like open a dispensary.
Well, no, but that's I think that's really hard to do and costs a lot of money.
Yeah. It sucks that that's the most annoying thing about the legalization of marijuana is that it is now more difficult to distribute marijuana. It's like, if you would have just literally been like, all right, keep doing what you're doing.
Keep doing what you're doing.
But you just have to pay taxes on it.
But here's a whole bunch of unnecessary packaging.
But yeah, like just literally keep doing exactly what you're doing, except go ahead and pay us taxes on it. Yeah. Claim it on your income and we won't arrest you.
That actually wouldn't have been a bad way to start, but I mean,
there's literally been 0 marijuana deaths. Like, what health hazards do you have to go bypass now?
It's been pretty amazing that it's legal, and you can just like, oh man, I ran out of weed. And you can just go to a place, like into a storefront and get it, not like like waiting for someone or like, it's just who would have thought?
I love it.
Yeah,
dude. Drew Bame has a funny bit. Drew Bame, very good comedian.
Mm-hmm.
Headline. Actually, this is a quick plug here.
I was gonna say what? Yeah, I was thinking you need to be plugging this on our show.
Yeah, go to www.yegholiday.ca, and we're throwing like a social distanced holiday party. Because I'm not calling it a Christmas party because you're not supposed to.
Holidays.
But yeah, it's a holiday, a Hanukkah party, a Kwanzaa party, whatever you're doing,
whatever you're celebrating.
Solstice, winter solstice party.
Yeah.
It's going to be a comedy show and like a 3-course meal, bar service. There's going to be free tea and coffee and non-alcoholic beverages.
Pretty good. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's $500, but you get a table of 6 because AHS regulation is cohorts of 6. Yeah, it's $85 each-ish.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Which comedy show meal full on, and like not even like a shitty 3-course meal, like a full on catered by a real chef using all local ingredients. Everything's local too. We used a local venue. I used local graphic designers for like all the posters, all the distribution stuff.
Nice.
I was like, screw you, Staples. I went to a local print shop and got stickers printed.
I've never really been happy when I go to Staples. It's almost like close to what I want, but that might be on me. I don't know.
You know that it is always close to what you want.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm always kind of like, this is pretty good. I'm like, I've stopped making posters because of that feeling.
Yeah, this is nice-ish.
It's like pretty close, pretty close. And I waited 15 minutes at the desk while no one was served. That's my other gripe.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to
cutting paper in the corner.
And you're like, dude, there's 17 employees here.
You're like, dude, look, I get it. Only ASMR is nice, and like it's probably relaxing to hear that sound and have that feeling of like a bunch of thick paper feeling like butter under the big knife over and over again.
Yeah, because you're a fucking psycho.
I need you to come over here and print the shit.
Yeah. Well, it's already printed. I can see it. I'm coming to pick up. Yeah. I swear to God, I've waited 10 minutes just standing there like an absolute dolt. Just like.
Do you know what's hilarious? My father would have just went behind the counter and got the package. And if anyone asked, he would have been like, well, I saw it and I was waiting for that guy to come, but he didn't. Yeah. So I just went and got it.
Sometimes I feel invisible. And like I'll be standing a store like Staples is the best example where I'll be standing there and the person like, I don't know, doesn't see me even though like what?
It's clear.
And I'll like look around at other people. I'll like make eye contact with other employees and just go back to being ignored. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Buddy, my dad does not stand for it.
I should try and steal something next time that happens.
Okay, my dad, this is the
I'm
best.
I'm sorry, I thought I was invisible.
This is the best story in the world. I was with my dad at like Home Depot or some shit, and we had to get stuff cut, like wood cut at the back wood cutter thing.
Yeah.
So we're in the wood aisle, like getting the thing. And then we're like, hey, we have to get this cut. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, just go back to the cutter. So we go back to the cutter, and we're like looking around. No one's there. So we go back to the guy, and we're like, hey, man, we need like someone's like not there. Like we need someone. He's like, okay, I'll send someone over. And we stood there for like a minute and a half. And my dad just walks over and opens the emergency exit and just stands there till someone comes and closes it. And he's like, I need my wood cut.
Now that is a strong move.
I was like, yo, what?
And
like it worked.
Yeah. There might be like a fine associated with that, but like that's pretty good.
But no manager's gonna go through the because as soon as you close the door, the alarm stops. Then your guy, 16-year-old, cut the wood for me. Like I asked.
I'll never forget when I was like mid-20s, going with two of my buddies that we're all moving into a place together, and we had to go buy a bunch of furniture. and we would go to like Leon's or some of these places and stand there at a thing we wanted to buy, and no one would come talk to us. I don't know if we would stand there just like, you'd have to go be like, hey, excuse me. There'd be like I remember a group of 5 guys, 5 employees talking.
The brick.
And I was just like, I'd like to pay $1,000 for this. No? Okay. I guess I'll leave then.
Yeah, dude.
I've never felt so invisible. And sometimes I still get it at stores, like at Staples.
Dude, furniture shopping is the weirdest. I remember we went to the Brick when I moved out. I was like 21, moving out with a buddy, and went to the Brick's like tent sale or whatever.
Yeah.
And they it's the weirdest. They make you sign up for a credit card to buy it on the credit card, and then you pay them to pay off the credit card, and it's this weird. And they're like, oh yeah, you'll get $15 out. And now I get these weird Brick emails still where I'm like, oh, I literally haven't used that credit card in 15 years. Fuck off about it.
I bought a bed, it has to be 5-6 years ago now, and I still get every now and then they'll call me and it'll be some automated hi, I'm here to call you about the Bricks upcoming, and it's like, I have never. Not only have I never I've never answered one of these calls. I only hear it on the voicemail.
You're just on the list, baby.
Stop calling me, man.
Do you know what's so hard is being on the other end of that now? As a dude, that's what with the show that I was talking about. The why?
Oh yeah. Oh, being the one that's out there calling people,
dude. The worst part about comedy I've always hated is promoting shows.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing the Instagram, posting on my own Instagram, hey, if you chose to follow me and you wanted to see my posts and you've seen me do comedy and you're aware of and you just want to know, then hey, I'm at these shows on these dates.
Right.
But to go out to search for someone to send them a message and be like, hey, I noticed that you're a local business around my area. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, I hate doing it.
Yeah.
Because I hate receiving it. I'm like, why would you ever come to me with this?
Yeah. I spent a good year or more grinding, just cold messaging people, secret show, station, any of the, and it's at some point you feel all right, people are sick of that. I'm actually really happy about, this is one aspect I'm happy about COVID, is that it stopped all of that. So no one's heard from me in a while.
Oh, God.
November 14th, Grindstone Theater. Be there or be square.
My mom's coming.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really good show.
Yeah, it is.
The Edmonton Tapes Volume 2 featuring Alex Fortin. I'll be there as well. So will his mom. And we're
my
hoping
mother will be there.
Yeah, we're hoping to have a really great show. But that's one of those things where after 8 months of not and even before that, I hadn't been pushing as hard because at one point I had 3 or 4 shows kind of running concurrently.
Yeah.
So I just started to feel like I'm not even. I started to feel like I'm not even a friend to these people. I'm just a guy who has things they can do sometimes. I
remember at one point you got in trouble by a venue for promoting another venue on the same night, and you're like, bro, what do you think? You're the only one?
Yeah, I know. I was like, well, it's innocent enough. And that was a show that I'd put $100 a month into, and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's but yeah, so November 14th the Grindstone is gonna be sick. But let's go back just to tie a bow on your holiday show. Just to re-shout it out.
Yeah. Also, I never finished the story about Drew Bame because we were talking.
Yeah, we got on a little
I brought this up. He was doing this riff. If you want to see Drew Bame, come see him at the show. This is a little riff of his that made me laugh, where he was talking about he got caught by his school officer or whatever with weed, but they smelled like weed, him and his buddies, and the cop was like, "Where's the rest of the weed?" And he was like, "Rest of the weed?" It's gonna be years before I have rest of the weed. Dude, I can't remember if it was on his podcast or on stage or what, but it was so funny. It made me laugh really hard.
That is really good.
But it made me, when you were talking about going to the weed store when you run out of weed and you can just go pop into the weed store now.
Yeah.
It's dude, I got rest of the weed for a whole month and a half now. I bought an ounce. Bought an ounce for 100 bones.
Well, it's so funny because I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast before or not, but I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, oh, okay, well, I got to buy some weed. And I'm looking at the prices, and I'm like, wow. It only really makes sense if I buy the 28 gram.
Yeah,
15 or 20.
irresponsible.
You're getting it down to $5 a gram at that point.
Yeah, what are you gonna buy, a pre-roll? It's like $6 for a half gram. What?
Listen, I am. But if you look back at your bank statements and you're like, if you had a month that you bought a bunch of 3.5s and you're like, whoa, like, do I own shares in a weed store now?
Yeah, if I add all these up, if I would have just bought it at the beginning of the month, the dollar and the ounce amount would be very different.
So it's a point in my life where it's like a real thing where I'm like, it makes actually better sense for me to do this way.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well,
it's like I remember
maybe 2020 is not so bad.
Yeah.
That's like a cool thing.
It's like my dad buying 48 packs of kokanee when I was a kid. He was always buying 48 packs, and I was like, "Why are you always buying 40?" They came out with a 55er for a little while. Hex.
I bought that. That's so funny. I just mentioned this to my dad because we were talking about the Costco liquor store, and I was like, when I was a kid, like in my 20s, we went camping one time, and I bought that Hexa 55 pack of kokanee, and it was just like.
Yeah, bro. Sergio used to fucking keep one of those around.
Oh, man.
He used to just keep one around and then go to Home Depot and open the emergency exit door.
Well, this is a man who knows how to get what he wants.
The guy's a legend, bro. He fucking fought his neighbor like a month ago. He's 63. He got into a fist fight with his 40-year-old neighbor. Knocked him out.
Oh, my God. What?
Legend. He's a
Holy
legend.
Smokes.
He's the best person I've ever met. His neighbor, in his defense, like from what again, this is his side of the story, so who knows? But in his defense, his neighbor just came at him, so he just fucking dummied him. He was just like, all right.
So he sounds like something I was also talking to someone about recently. He sounds like a guy who's got what they know, what's known as old man strength.
Oh yeah.
Like I was talking to someone about playing men's league and like being like some like 20-year-old whatever, and just these old dudes who don't look like they should be better than you, just like dummying you and passing the puck around you while you skate like. But it's that old man strength that can be scary.
He's a scaffolder, bro. He literally has been like hand tightening like wrenches and tubes and hammers his whole life. Like his forearm strength is bananas. Like
it would be.
You're not getting away from him. If he just grabs you by the shirt, I remember as a kid, he used to just grab us like by the shirt, and you're like, "Well, I'm fucked. I guess I'm going wherever this guy decides."
Hey, thank God that was your dad.
He has me by a full body harness right now.
Oh my God. Well, I've worked in an office my whole life, so fucking watch out for these bad boys.
These digits, these carpal tunnel fucking knuckles.
Yeah. How fast you want me to type, bro?
Up to 100 words a minute.
I'll roast you online.
How much is it fast words per minute? I don't even know.
I don't even know either. Probably like I don't know.
Did you have to do? Are they still doing that in schools?
I'm curious if they are, because I'm curious. If
what did you do?
We had to do typing.
What was your typing class? We had typing class, like not even computer class, like typing class.
We had computer class.
We had a typing
and it was like,
class.
I think typing was part of it, and there was some other. I don't even really remember.
Bro, I remember
so long ago now.
Mr. Derry in grade 8 taught us typing class, and we had to go and we learned like home row and like the QWERTY keyboard. Do you know why they call it QWERTY?
No.
QWERTY are the first ones top left.
Oh.
That's like the layout of the keyboard.
You know what's funny is I can type really fast, but if I actually look down, I'm left-handed, and my left hand is doing like 75% of it, and my right hand's just sort of like. But it's like mostly like.
That's hilarious. So you type like a madman. You don't type like the normal home row.
I've noticed I've really gotten away from the home. I moved out.
You don't have like your fingers on the bumps of the J and the K or whatever.
I have sight, so I don't use those.
Did you ever? Were you ever on the bump?
Yeah, I mean, you learn it that way and stuff, but I don't know, just over the years.
That's hilarious.
I've noticed it's at least 60-40.
What?
Yeah, it's not like they're both not doing the same amount of stuff. My left hand is like going, and my right hand's like.
You're either a freak of nature or I am just like a little bitch boy who never got away from home row, who was just like, oh no, this is the right way to type.
To be fair, I've been like in like a writing style job for like 15.
Do we have any writers out there? Does anyone else develop their own style of typing, or are you?
Yeah, I honestly couldn't describe what my you couldn't teach mine because it's probably not the most efficient way. Number one, and number two, it's just how I ended.
You
up
have to
doing.
be left hand dominant and like.
Yeah, it's like a fucking typing martial art.
That's fine. I can't do the numbers for whatever reason. I can do all the letters and like the apostrophes and question marks, exclamation points.
Yeah.
But when I have to hit like a number, I have to like type whatever and then like go over to the other square and be like 106 and then go back to typing.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I usually use the
top row. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because you can extend your hand. Most people are able to just reach. But whenever I do that, I end up pushing another button instead, like on the way.
Yeah.
Because I'm always like, I also drag my feet when I walk, so I think it's just a lazy thing.
Okay.
Like I don't fully get off the keyboard.
So I'd be a much faster typer if I wasn't so lazy.
Yeah, I drag my finger up to the number keys.
Yeah, I don't know. Do kids learn type? I mean, you probably don't have to teach kids typing now because
That's
they grow
what
up
I'm
with
wondering.
devices.
Dude, we had a
But
little
they-
game. Like, did you have the game thing and anything like where you had like to type and then it would
Yeah,
like, get
all
you
these
through
cheesy ass
tasks?
education games.
Yeah, and it was like
like, all right, this is
Oregon Trail, but for typing.
yeah, but for totally, yeah, absolutely. And like now, if you tried to teach a kid typing, and they'd be like, it's a 5-year-old would look at you like,
go back.
teach
to
me.
texting.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh my god, this fucking idiot just.
Texting their moms like, why the hell do I have to go to school?
Yeah. I wonder if like keyboards are even like as much of a thing, like the
I don't know.
traditional keyboard.
Well, they still have to learn because like your laptop and like the home computer.
like-
So I wonder if they have like a computer class in school.
Lots
They
of-
have to, right?
They
Did you have
probably do.
computer class?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you learn? Do you remember the first like beginning of computer class?
No,
You don't?
I don't know.
Oh, I do. I remember
No.
grade 3. We learned Monsieur Larocque.
Oh, The Rock,
Yeah, I went to a French school.
Mr. The Rock.
Mr. The Rock. But it was like ROQUE, so it was like the female rock.
Oh, it's like a pink crystal.
Those deep earth crystals. Glowing.
Cool, but also kind of girly.
Super badass, but also
But also
a little feminine. Has good energy.
masculine and feminine. Feminine. Anyways, go on.
And he taught us how to make. There's two things. One, he taught us on Paint how to make like the earth basically, and he showed us like you draw a circle, and then he was like, and then you draw lines starting outside of the circle and then inside, and then you can just fucking paint dump the background and the lines disappear, and you have like these little, it looks like little continents. And then it was like, oh cool, we learned that. And then we learned how to make like, he kept calling them home pages, and it was literally just doing like cut and paste from like internet searches and doing
Yeah.
like a collage, but just like online, like onto Microsoft Word.
Yeah.
And like that was like how we learned computer class. So I guess we learned like Google searching and like cut and paste and like how to
Yeah.
move stuff around, like mouse mobility. Like I can't imagine what they were trying to teach us by being like,
Yeah, so
here,
here's-
go online and take
Here's
pictures.
how to
and
use
put
a
them here."
computer. I don't know. Fuck.
Yeah.
You need to know.
And before that, we had like those Apple computers. The first ones we had Apples with floppy disks. And
Yeah.
you'd put them in and they had little games.
Yeah.
And my mom just like talked to the student council just like into just letting us have one.
Nice.
Just- we got our, I guess not the student council, the school board or the parent board,
Mhm.
whatever the fuck. Because they're just going to get rid of them. They're going to donate them to like whatever, and
Oh,
throw them
nice.
out.
Yeah,
My mom
yeah.
was like, well, can I just take one? And we were like,
My parents my dad especially was a big computer guy growing up. So I always had like, and it's so funny. You think about like, whoa, we had this new computer, and you look at it now and you're like,
dude,
is that even a fucking computer, man? Like,
I had our first computer was like this old, and it stayed in my bedroom for a while after we got a real computer. But it was like the old like Mac computer that literally like
Yeah.
it turned on and it would just wait for you to insert the disc before you could do anything. So
Yeah,
all we
yeah,
had was
yeah.
games, but I guess I learned later that you could like do more shit with it. But like if you just had like a whatever, a fucking accounting floppy disk. You could go and make a file.
Right.
But like we just had
simpler times.
We had little games, and like we had that tank game where you could like shoot. You could move your tank, and then you take turns shooting one at a time.
Man, video games have really come a long way, haven't they?
Oh yeah,
computer games and such.
Bro, have you seen video games? Are you a game guy?
No.
Have you seen what's happening?
I see them and I go like, holy fuck, man! Like it looks insane. I used to play like the sports games pretty much because I was so bad at the shooting game, the first person shooters. I could never figure out the like.
Yeah.
So, but I see them now. I see the commercials
MMO
and shit, and I'm
are
just
insane.
like, what does that stand for?
Massive multiplayer online.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They're like they're massive multiplayer online. It's like whatever, like thousands of people on a server, like all playing like together in this like made up world. Like
it's like beyond my comprehension, and that's like that's a very old way to feel.
And they talk about like dudes talk about because I'm. This feels so old. I remember back in my day, it was like there was the major game series that like everyone knew was like Super Smash Bros. And Call of Duty and whatever. Like those were the popular ones. And then other than that, it was like if you played a game, it was like you and your buddies knew about it and you would play like together, but it was like not really whatever.
Right.
But now it's like there's games that literally have like millions and millions of people who like watch and follow it that like most people haven't heard of. It's
That's
just
so crazy, man.
It's crazy. Like it's so weird. Like there's still like first of all, Super Smash Bros. Melee apparently has like a giant following on Twitch, which is nuts. But then there's still like StarCraft, like people like watching like playing StarCraft by like the thousands. It's like what the fuck? Like
what's can you explain what is Fortnite? What's the point?
Fortnite? I haven't played in a hot minute, so I stopped playing after like
because that's one of those ones, right? That's one that like is a massive like
so that it's not really that big. It's not as big as like MMOs.
Okay,
but like kind of.
I'm just like seeing shit about it all the time, and I'm like, I know what this game.
Fortnite is like basically so there's a map, and the map is the same every time, and in the map there's like different rarity of like weapons and shit that you can like come across, and the like it's. They've kind of designed it so like the more dangerous of a place you go, the more likely you are to get good weapons. So like all the good players drop into the place with all the wild weapons, and they have a crazy shootout to see who gets all the shit. Okay. And then they leave like fully packed up with like all the shit that they got, and then all the shit that all the people that they killed collected. And so they roll out with like grenades and jetpacks and fucking guns and shit. And the people who aren't so good fucking land out in the forest, and they hope they find like some cool weapons, and they scrummage around and have a couple little battles. Okay. And it starts out with 100 people, and you basically play, and there's like this storm, and it shrinks down. So it's like every, I forget what it is, like 2 minutes or whatever, the map gets smaller and smaller. Oh. But it gets smaller and smaller in different places every game, so it's never consistent. Okay. And so like, you basically, if the storm is coming, you're like, oh fuck, it gives you like where it's gonna end up, and so you'll be on like the opposite side of the map, and you'll be like, oh my god, I have like no equipment, I have to get way to the other side. And then also you can build like fortresses, so you can like build around yourself and stuff, so you can build like a defense wall and shit. Okay. So the way you do that is by mining, so you can mine metal and wood and brick. And you can imagine the strengths of them are as the three pigs would indicate. Right.
The scientific measure of the three pigs.
Yeah, exactly. So you can go around and like you have like a pickaxe, and you fucking axe away, and you gain like metal and wood and brick and shit. Yeah. And then you get all that stuff, and you get weapons. Like explodes and disappears, and then someone will see the tree disappear and be like, oh, there's a motherfucker over there, and then we'll like hunt you down. Oh, okay. So you have to like kind of try and mine without getting spotted, while also looking for other people and like keeping track of like your weapons and stuff. And then when someone starts shooting at you, you build like a fortress around yourself as quickly as possible, which was like the coolest, funnest part of the game. Okay. It's really hard. When we started playing, there's like two different controller layouts. And the first one is like you have to flip from like scavenger mode to build mode. And then you can like build that way. And the second layout is like you just hold the trigger and that puts you in build mode, and then you use the right thumbstick to like build.
Oh,
And so it goes like 1,000,000 times faster.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you're not good at the game, you just accidentally build these structures that like make no sense.
That would be me.
Yeah, so you have to get the timing right of like going on to like build mode to like build the wall, and then like letting go of it so you can turn to build the ramp so you can run behind the wall to then build another level to build yourself up.
Oh my god.
So like good players are insane at it. Like if you know what you're watching and you watch it, it's crazy.
yeah.
But when you're first playing the game and you're like switching into build mode, like trying to build a wall, and a guy's shooting at you with like a golden machine gun, which is the best gun you can get. He's just like blowing through your wall faster than you can put it up, and you're like, "Ah, I'm in build mode! Like, I can't shoot back!" Like
Build mode.
so it was really fun for like a lot of the time, but a lot of the time because you just end up with whoever. Like there's no ranking system, there's no like whatever. So you just like show up and like get fucking obliterated, and you're like, I don't even know what happened. Like.
Yeah.
I played this game for 7 minutes where I like mined wood and fucking brick, and then all of a sudden I was dead, and like I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds like a fucking. That's a lot.
But yeah, then and then they kept updating it, so it got like more and more and more. There was like jetpacks and super jumps and like dudes doing speed shit and like grapple hooks and fucking whatever else is going on, parachutes. So you like jump up way out of the sky, and then you can drop, and then you come back down in a parachute. Like it got fucking crazy.
That sounds pretty intense.
So it was like, I can't even, unless I'm going to play this game for like 30 hours a week.
Yeah,
I'm going
that's
to
what
lose
it
every
feels
single
like.
game.
It feels like there's got to be people that are playing it with that intensity.
Well, and that's like everyone talks about how it's like 15-year-olds and 14-year-olds like on these servers like saying the N-word and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's because they're the ones who have time to do it. It's like they have 3-4 hours every day after school just to kill.
to go kill people online.
Yeah, so naturally like they're playing whatever like 20 hours a week. And then on the weekends, probably another 10 hours. So they're putting in like a 30-hour week. They're getting pretty fucking good at these things. So then you go in on your day off and like, oh, I'm going to try me some Fortnite. And you're just like,
yeah,
holy these kids are crazy.
Right.
It's like, well, yeah, but they can't weld.
But like yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like
Think of a skill that you've put a ton of hours into.
Yeah, like take one of them driving. See how that goes. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, all right,
good luck to you, sir.
You and me are going on a road trip to Minnesota. I'm breaking your phone.
You're driving standard.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? It's just what they're doing. You know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Man, Borat 2. I want to talk about Borat 2. I watched it last night, which...
How do you feel about the first one?
Here on All Day Breakfast, last night could mean any time because All Day Breakfast is the morning show whenever you want it.
Yeah.
I love the first one because I was a big Ali G fan way back in the day. We were talking about this before the podcast. Like, he's been doing this style of comedy for so long. But I used to just kill myself over the Ali G stuff. Bro,
me and my brother growing up, like probably a lot of what shaped my sense of humor was the Ali G show and the Chappelle show.
Yeah.
Like those two, and I'm pretty sure they were on at the same time. Or at least I was watching them at the same time.
Yeah.
It was like hilarious to me. Like
the Chappelle show is legendary.
Amazing.
But yeah, like, so, you know, I've been watching them since then. And so I thought Borat was like hilarious, just making people uncomfortable and all these wild situations and stuff. And like it's amazing that he can still do what he does.
Yeah.
They acknowledge it in the movie where he gets recognized
weathered.
and he can't. Well, I mean, he's doing a lot of like intense stuff.
Yeah.
And it's such a funny when he's dressed up as Donald Trump. It's like, yo, that is a pretty good costume, my friend.
When I don't want to ruin any parts of the movie, so spoiler.
Yeah, I guess it just came out.
Spoiler for this part, but when he is dressed as Donald Trump and he has his like daughter draped over his shoulder and he's like running through the like wherever they're like some big convention, like Mike Pence is speaking or some shit, and it's like a vice presidential like And
exactly.
he's dressed
speaking.
in like a very convincing Donald Trump costume, running around with like a girl being like, no, you have to go marry the fucking.
Oh man, yeah. Like the stuff he does is so crazy. What did you obviously like the first one then?
Oh, I loved, dude. The first one I might have seen more than any movie I've ever watched in my whole life. It came out when I was in grade 9, so I was 14.
I guess it was quite a while ago, hey?
Yeah, it was 14 years ago.
Oh man.
They talk about that in the second one too.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, I was in grade 9 when it came out, and that scene where like they fight naked,
Mm-hmm.
like was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my whole life at the time. Like it was so funny
Yeah.
just to see these two idiots like running through the streets naked. And so I watched it, and I made all of my friends watch it, and we would watch it at every opportunity we could,
Yeah.
and just like we're dying laughing. The Borat accent was so funny.
Oh my God! It's still to this day, you'll hear people doing like the very nice,
Yeah.
and like all that kind of stuff.
Dude, it's so funny because the one that made us laugh the most, well, the little like group that I was with, was when he like gets to a hotel and there's like a chair, like just a normal chair, and he's like, "Oh my God, a chair!" And he like puts it down. He's like, "I have a chair. Look at me, king of the castle." La 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 la. And like we fucking die. It's like it's so funny. We're like, "King of the castle. I have a chair." Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, it's so funny. And then when he's talking about, he's like talking about his sister has his like retarded brother locked in a cage and is like showing him her pussy and is like, and he said to my retarded Bilo, "You'll never get this." Ah, la 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 la. Like, holy fuck. I was 14, 15 years old, like
Yeah.
crying, laughing in a movie theater at this fucking shit. So like, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's so funny.
Yeah.
And the second one did it perfect justice, dude.
I agree. The second one was very.
Oh, and I was talking to Brad about it because me and Brad watched it like when it came out, like 20 minutes after it came out.
Yeah.
And whoever the girl is just as good at whatever they're doing as Sacha Baron Cohen, because that's really what the movie is about at this point. Because you see Borat, you know him, and like he's obviously there as like support and to help her through, and like if any of the situations get fucked up, you're like, okay, I know Sacha will be able to get me out of this.
Yeah.
But for a lot of the movie, she's by herself in character with some pretty fucking significant people, and she does not break.
Yeah.
And she's like 24 and she's playing a 15-year-old girl, and like she does a phenomenal job. Like she literally, I was like, bro, she's like the female Sacha Baron Cohen or the next Sacha Baron Cohen or whatever the fuck, like whatever she does next, I want in. Like, let's go.
She was very funny.
Hilarious,
So,
dude.
but like you say, very funny in a situation that is different than filming a normal comedy movie.
I could
You're in a real thing.
Bro, I can act, no problem, and I can do comedy, no problem, because I'm on stage and there's no consequences, and everyone knows. And at some point, I have the bailout of just being like, "Hey, I'm sorry that made you mad. I'm literally just a performer. Like, don't like. I'm just here to make you laugh." But if you're there, like trying to get a rise out of people, and like this guy might have a gun, this guy's got security, like these are
have a gun. It's the rally they were at the part of them. Everybody had guns.
Yeah.
Not even guns. These rifles.
Yeah, and this chick's like
that stuff.
24 in tattered clothes, like acting as a 15-year-old, just in it, like fully in it, like fucking these people up.
Yeah. Oh man, I love it.
Oh, it's amazing. She's whoever she. I'm sad that I don't know her name, but she deserves as much credit as Sacha Baron Cohen for this movie.
Totally, because he needed someone else.
Obviously, it's his creative genius and all that. In that
course.
sense, he deserves the credit. But like
she's
for the
she's being brought into the game or whatever by him, or brought into that style of comedy by him. Like she could be a superstar in her own right.
Yeah, there's some
under his style of comedy.
Yeah.
Which, oh my God, I guess we can't spoil anything for people, but there's some.
Well, I saw the news story before the movie, which kind of made me upset because the news spoiled the end of the movie for me.
Yeah. There was. It would have been better to not know anything going into watch it, because they they took some of the like big points out of it.
I also saw the what you gonna do inject him with the
Oh,
wine.
yeah.
I saw that like go viral before.
Because it happened in real life.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's
It's like
so crazy. Yeah.
yeah, like I heard that song because it went viral as
Yeah.
like, oh, Sacha Baron Cohen in character, like goes to this rally.
Yeah. It's insane. I love it. He's a brave dude. Did you watch are you a UFC guy at all?
I'm aware of what's going on.
Khabib fought this weekend.
Yeah, the triangle choke.
Khabib is a monster.
He's done though.
Yeah.
Was a monster. It's over.
Well,
I mean, he is currently
he remains
a
a
monster.
monster. I always have a tough time when people announce their retirements because I've watched sports for long enough.
Well,
to
yeah,
know
because
that
like
it never really
Tyson's
means
trying to
any-
come back. So
Well, but in the fight game, people retire.
yeah.
People retire
But
often.
it also is Khabib, and it also was a promise to his dad. And like, if I
To
know
his
anything,
mom, yeah.
oh, it was his mom. I thought it was his dad who died.
It was a promise to his mom that he would only fight once more without his.
Without his dad.
He wouldn't fight without his
Yeah,
dad.
and he's like the kind of Russian that keeps a promise to his mom.
I think he's got what he needs in life.
Yeah.
But I would love to see him fight more. But holy hell! Apparently he fought with a broken foot, and he got the mumps a couple weeks before, so he was out for 2 weeks. He fought with broken bones in his foot, and like dominated.
Yeah.
Dominated. For some reason, like I don't know, they gave Gaethje the first round, which is questionable. But like, he slept him, which is crazy. And I love the way people say that.
He slept him.
Or sleeped him.
Sleeped him. He sleeped him.
Just fucking night. But
so
Gaethje was funny after the fight. He's just like, getting put to sleep is the best because like I didn't really suffer any damage.
Yeah, he's like, it's just that's the way you want to go out. If you're gonna lose a fight, you want him to
Fair
choke
enough.
you until you sleep.
Fair enough, man. But now he knows he's basically the first. Well, he's first in line. He's the title shot.
Yeah.
It sucks but I loved watching it. I
saw a funny meme about it. That was
Yeah?
my favorite part of it. It was like him letting him out of like the headlock, and then
Yeah.
him just being like, like,
Oh, yeah.
dead eye, like gooey eye. And it was like, when your girl finally comes after 45 minutes of going down on her.
Oh my
And so her
gosh.
legs open, and he comes out like,
Jesus Christ. This is breakfast for some people, Alex.
It's breakfast for everyone, whatever time of day.
That's right.
Whatever
That's
time of day
right.
you're having it, it's breakfast time right now.
Oh man. Yeah. It's funny because he tapped again, and then he's just like
And 99.
fucking night. There's no good fights for the rest of the year though, which sucks. But
Oh, darn.
Anderson Silva is fighting, but he's like,
And Tyson and Jones Jr. got canceled.
did it get canceled?
Yeah, it was supposed to be like this week or last week or something.
Oh, I thought it just got like pushed back.
No, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Rogan had Jones Jr. on the podcast, but I didn't listen to the whole thing. But basically, Roy Jones Jr., from what I understood and took from it, Roy Jones Jr. was basically like, yeah, man, he's like 2 weight classes above me. He's like huge and fast and crazy. Like,
If I saw the training videos, I'd be like, I don't know.
he's like, I wouldn't do it. He's like, but because Jones Jr. retired from fighting like less than a year ago or something.
Oh, really?
So he was like, he had 6 weeks to prepare. I just retired from fighting. Like, it would have been a fair fight. But he's like, now they want to push it. They want to give him like 24 weeks to get ready. He's like, well, what's the point? Like, why?
That's too bad. The videos of Tyson training though are like, this guy's a wrecking ball.
Yeah, he's insane. It's
He's
crazy.
still very.
When he's on that Rogan shit, man, rich people get different health care than we do.
Particularly in the United States of America.
Yeah, particularly there. So like, he was on Rogan too, and they were talking about like getting like stem cell injections and doing like the hyperbaric chambers and like the float tanks and like the massage shit and all the
Yeah, when you have money
needling
for everything.
and what the fuck not. I remember when we were in football, there was this like big thing of James Harrison, the linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he spent like $750,000 on like vitamins and massages and like basically taking care of his body. It was like 750 G's.
LeBron is like much higher than that. I think he's
Yeah.
well over $1 million. Where
Yeah,
it's
this was like in 2008, and it was
Yeah.
like unheard of to be spending that money. And
Yeah,
but it was
yeah.
like he's still playing, bro. He's like 45, and he's got a good hairline, no grays. He's fucking huge as
Yeah.
he's ever been, as fast as a 25-year-old. Like it's a different
James
kind
Harris
of
is still
thing.
playing.
I don't know if he is now, but
Oh
like
Jesus! I was like, okay, what?
whatever. Like he retired from
But he's-
Pittsburgh in like late 20-teens. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Like he's he's a huge, muscular, scary
Yeah.
person.
Insane.
Some of the workout videos that I've seen
So
on
funny.
on his Instagram account, I just look at them and I'm just like, why would I even try to work out if
so
there's people
weird.
on this end? Yeah. Like, this
does a
guy
bunch
is
of
so
weird
strong.
ones.
Yeah.
I remember he was doing those like hip raise, those like the ones that are good for your booty. where
Yeah.
you put
Yeah.
the bell, but he was doing them like like throwing the bell out. It was like 225 pounds on some crazy. Like he's just like,
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 my God.
why?
Why, sir? Why?
Yeah. It's like Gizmo, man. Gizmo Williams
the
followed me on
Giz.
Instagram the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I followed him and he followed me back, but
Nice.
he's the shit.
The Giz.
And like his whole Instagram is like workout videos and stuff. I'm like, this guy's
He's
a
ripped.
monster.
Yeah.
Like Edmonton Eskimos legend, retired when I was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and is still in amazing shape.
Yeah, I got to meet him. I was the junior Eskimo for a day, one day in grade 3.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I got to chill on the sidelines, and I remember
James
meeting
been in the limelight his whole life. I'll tell ya.
meeting the Giz. I had a number 2 jersey with my name on it.
Oh,
Yeah, I was very excited. I was almost as tall as him.
nice. He was pretty involved with like the local football stuff, so he came by like the clubhouse a lot for the Chargers. So
Oh,
like
yeah?
we got to meet him once a
sick.
year, once every couple of years. He'd
Yeah,
come
yeah.
by. Him and J.R. LaRose did a lot. J.R. LaRose came by the football club a couple times and my high school twice.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's pretty sick.
yeah,
Gizmo was a fucking legend.
yeah, dude.
I mean, it sounds like he still is, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sounds
Well-
like man remains legendary.
I remember that was a fun part of like being a kid because now like whatever CFL sucks. But when I was a kid, it was the football I was playing and like I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like grade 9 or grade 10, whatever the hell, and watching probably before that even. It's probably before I was playing football. But watching Gizmo Williams like return a punt
Mm-hmm.
and like it was so fun because
Yeah.
every once he was breaking them. I remember him and Devin Hester for the Chicago Bears in the NFL.
Yeah.
It was like I almost liked watching punt returns more than the rest of football when it was those two because I was like, it's so cool just to watch these shifty dudes and they'd cut back like whole field.
To watch,
like
watch from
pinball.
above.
Do you remember
and
pinball?
Yeah, dude, Pinball Clemens. To watch these guys, because it's a sea of enormous men coming towards you.
Yeah, and it's in
Not seamen, a sea of enormous men coming towards
enormous semen,
you. Enormous, well,
an
and
enormous
the
amount of semen. coming at
Argonauts
you.
were, that's a ship, right? But, it's like serious news coming towards you.
Well, it's the only
and
play
you're
in
like,
football.
all right, here we go.
It's a very rugby style play.
Yeah.
Because in football, everything is like set up, and then the offense basically gets to like design the layout of how they want everyone and where they want big guys and where they want little guys,
Mm-hmm.
and like they get to maneuver everything before they actually start.
Yeah.
But on a kickoff, it's just like, all right, we got some fast guys, we got some medium guys, we got some big guys, and we're booting
Go.
the fucker, and you get it, try and get that way.
Oh,
It's
man.
like a big game of like British Bulldog.
I think about this, like the second you catch that punt and you look ahead of you and you go,
Oh.
well,
No, you go, oh, let's go.
yeah, but there's a second where you're just, you acknowledge that like this is either going to be glorious or will hurt a lot.
Yeah, you can't have that mentality. That it has to be the
I
like,
know.
oh, I want it. Let the big
I
dog
just,
eat.
I just think of being in that moment and like, you catch the ball and you look up and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh God.
That's
I can't
crazy.
imagine when like, same with like a receiver going over the middle. Like I don't know how Wes Welker made a career of like being a little guy who goes into linebacker territory and just is
Yo.
like, I'll just catch it and let you hit me. Like,
Man. Yeah. Pain for pleasure, I guess.
I guess so.
Well, I guess if you're like a real like sadistic like BDSM dude, like who liked to get hit,
I love bruising.
and you just like played football and you're just like getting smoked and you're just like, oh
yes, daddy.
yes, feel like you think you got a concussion. You're like, You don't gotta tell me again.
We probably will actually at some point.
Come into the tent, please. Man, there was some hilarious shit in the news this week. A journalist for the New Yorker was on a Zoom call with, it was on a Zoom call, and so on the Zoom call, a bunch of people went into breakout rooms, and he thought no one could see him anymore, and at first they said he pulled out his dick, and people were like, oh, I wonder why he would pull out his dick, but it turns out he was going for it because he didn't think anyone could see, and I think he's suspended from his job right now, which is fair.
Which is fair.
But holy.
Yeah, it seems like
man, working from home has got to people, dude.
That seems like one of those like mistakes that you deserve to get punished for.
Yeah.
It's like it's a reasonable mistake, but that doesn't mean you don't deserve to face some kind of punishment.
Totally. I think that just shows you though, in this last 6 to 8 months, like people have been working from home, have gotten too comfortable.
Oh.
When you're like, oh, meeting's over, pull my you don't do that. Like it's the office, you just go back to your desk.
I've heard there's people that are legit wearing like pajama bottoms and dress shirts because they're like, well, I'm at the desk.
Oh man, well if when you're watching like TV news, they don't necessarily be wearing the rest of the suit below, and that's real. Where you where you can wear like shorts underneath because it's.
I thought that was like Ron Burgundy shit.
No, that's real shit.
Oh, who? Why? I thought it was always that like dress for the job you want, not for the job
but you already have the,
like,
you already have the job.
Good, feel good.
I know, but I mean, it might not be like no one's wearing a full suit, but like, you know, some people
everyone
aren't.
was dressed like Hillary Clinton.
No, some people were dressed half like Hillary Clinton and half like a naked Hillary Clinton.
Half like Hillary Clinton, half like the Baja Man.
Yeah. Exactly. It's pretty much spot on right there. But I can't believe that someone is that comfortable. Like, well, and not even the Zoom meeting's over. It's like, oh, I got a spare minute.
We're on break.
Yeah, and then people were
Maybe
just.
he had a crush on one of the girls talking.
People were just
wanted to get it out.
Well, no, they were in breakout rooms. He thought he was at an empty Zoom room.
Yeah,
he should have stood
up. No, I understand
up.
the situation.
Yeah,
I'm just saying maybe one of the girls
maybe he
talking,
got inspired.
and he was like, I like her, and then he was like, oh nice, everyone's gone, let me get rid of this real quick. And then it was like, no, we're not gone, we're gone for you, you're not gone for us. No,
we're not gone, we're not gone. Like, I just don't.
I always wonder that, like, did no one like be like, hey, whoa,
yeah,
hey.
whoa, oh fuck, I'm muted. Hey.
Yeah, like,
yeah, I just, oh man. And, you know, everyone's ripping on the guy, so it's not like we have to rip on him. You know, we don't want to just pile on, but.
You fucking idiot.
Come on, bro.
What are you doing?
Yo, come on, man. Like, there's the camera's on you.
Just wait till the meeting's out. Do it later or earlier.
Go somewhere else.
In the shower? What are you going to do? You can continue the meeting with come on you?
Listen, you don't get to work from home anymore.
You have to go back to the office alone.
You have to come into the office.
Alone, though.
Although that might just... Okay.
You're social distance, but with
never
the cameras
mind.
on.
You're suspended.
The work cameras are going to be on,
yeah.
though.
Oh, man. And it's just
the janitors will be around.
It's crazy how like this guy has had like this storied career with all these great things that he's written and whatever. Now it's like you search his name.
Took his dick out on camera.
Took his dick out on Zoom.
And
like for the rest of his life, you got to go like 3 pages in to find like his actual work and his LinkedIn profile.
I hate that, dude. Kate,
it sucks.
The internet used to be better.
It used to be better, yeah. Now it's like
there's too much internet now.
Now it's like I'm so pure and good, and I'm gonna jump on you because I saw something you did.
You can't find anything anymore. Remember when it used to, you just Google like kind of what you were looking for, and then you would find it. But now everything's got ownership, and it's been taken down, and it's been censored, and it's been paywalled, and it's been.
We need your dad to punch the internet in the face.
Yeah, Sergio, come open an emergency room exit.
Boom.
Come on the internet and find out what the thing is that you can do to just make it work now.
Come on, man. We're counting on you.
I need Sergio to just look through.
It's 2020. We need a win.
I just need him to look through the internet and be like, well, obviously you just gotta fucking go to this guy. But
Yeah. This just popped into my mind. You know what's crazy is like how excited we were about weed being legal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the day the anniversary of that passes, and no one even. It's crazy. I thought that was gonna be the new 420, man. I thought
October 19th.
It was 17, I think. I don't know.
October
See, we don't even fucking know what it was because it doesn't matter because we've already.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
I saw an ad for something that was like, oh yeah, the list is so and so anniversary of legalization, and I was like, oh yeah, fuck, that was just the other day.
Do you know what I'm really starting to learn about life? Is people care way, way more if you have radical predictions than correct predictions.
Yeah.
Because whenever I get something right, no one cares. No one cares in the time when I'm saying that I'm going to be right, everyone's like, nope, you're wrong. And then when I am right, everyone's like, man. Because that's my whole thing with legalization. Like, legalization is literally not like anyone freaking out on either side of this is a fucking idiot. You're still going to buy weed from your drug dealer, and you guys, like, you're not going to see a through the roof of like incarcerated drug related car accident, like DUIs and shit. Like, nothing's going to change. There's not going to be a difference. There's not going to be a new day. There's not going to be like, I remember some people being like, oh, it's going to solve like the tax problem. It's going to be billions of dollars in tax revenue. And it's like, shut the fuck up.
Either side's thought of what it was going to be was wrong.
Yeah, it was going to be nothing. It never was going to be anything.
It's going to be fine.
It's going to be like
everything's
liquor.
Going to be fine.
Remember when liquor was prohibition?
Remember when liquor was Oh man, I hated that. I hated having to have a liquor dealer.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Not
real.
Remember, but like look historically at liquor prohibition, it was like it was prohibitioned and then it wasn't prohibitioned, and everyone thought on both sides it was going to be a big deal either way, but day-to-day life continued with no inhibitions on both during and after prohibition.
Yeah. You make something legal, people are still going to do it.
Yeah.
Most stuff. I don't know. It's crazy to me because I thought because stoners like to hatch onto a day. Like 420, I always thought was kind of dumb.
I do love it.
And like,
why? It's the best one.
Well, no, I don't know. Like I thought it was kind of dumb. Like when people like go to the legislature and they're like playing hacky sack in front of the ledge.
Love it.
But it's just like, okay, I get it. You have like a weed like suit on, or like you've got a whole hemp thing going on. Like sweet. But I thought they would take. But I guess all the real stoners are like, I fucking hate government weed, man. So they're probably they probably want to protest October 17th or whatever the fuck it is. It's just funny because it just passes like nothing.
Yeah.
Just another day.
I like 420. I like 420 as the day of 420.
I don't like do anything for any of these days because I'm not like 16. So
yeah, I just like 420 for what it is. I guess it's kind of pointless now.
That's kind of what I mean.
Is the thing. Now that it's been legalized, 420 is kind of pointless. But now it's more fun than anything. It's a celebration. Because the idea of 420 was cool because it was a protest where basically it was like, you can smoke weed in front of a cop today. Like literally full on. You can blow weed smoke in a cop's face and be like, haha, 420 motherfucker.
I don't think you can.
You could though, because it was like, it was protected under like the protest laws. So that was like the big thing. As if you went down to the legislature
couldn't blow weed in a cop's face.
You could. You literally, because they had cops and like security and shit there, and everyone was smoking weed, and you could blow weed at the fucking cops and whatever because it was in protest, and they're not allowed to arrest you for protesting. It's like this really interesting, weird thing around it. And so like that's why 420 was initially like kind of cool. And then it happened to be Bob Marley's birthday, which is sweet. And it happened to be Hitler's birthday, which is funny. And then there's like this whole folklore about like how it was like when you used to get off school and you'd get home and then hide from your parents and roll the joint, and that's what time you would smoke up at. So I don't know. I think it's a cool day. I like 420 as a idea, as a concept.
It's just not. It's not like a thing I do anything for.
I like it.
You know why? Because smoke weed every day.
Like every day is 420.
Every day is my day, man. Every day is my fucking day. You got any shows coming up?
I do. Tonight I'm at the comic strip, so you guys can't be at that because it's in the past now.
But it went phenomenal.
Yeah, it was great. October 30th and 31st, I'm headlining Yuck Yucks Edmonton at Century Casino.
Spooky.
Yeah, so doing that if you have no Halloween plans. And then November 14th, I'm at the Edmonton Tapes.
Yeah.
And then November 19th to the 22nd, I am at the House of Comedy in BC.
Nice.
New Westminster, Vancouver area.
Opening for?
Well, I'm opening for John Doerr on the 22nd, but it's a one-night event.
Gotcha.
So I'm opening for John Doerr on the 22nd of November in BC. So get tickets for that. They're going to sell out for sure. And then I'm there the rest of the weekend. I don't know who the headliner is, I don't think.
Fuck yeah, man.
But yeah, there's...
That's cool. And then we're going to GP.
Yeah, we're going to GP November 25th.
Never been to GP before.
Yeah, we're doing
That should be exciting.
Jim and I will be performing at the Great Northern Casino for the Laugh Shop on Tour.
God damn.
Yeah.
How exciting.
So doing that. And then December 11th is the YEG holiday event featuring Drew Bame.
YEGHoliday.ca.
Catered by Central Social Hall and chef Robbie B.
Robbie B.
Yep.
Nice.
He's such a good cook, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So come buy a table to that, you guys.
Yeah, there'll be liquor. You can get liquored up. There'll be a bunch of food. And if you own like a business, if you own a small business, it's great for your small business. You can buy one table or two tables of 6 or 12 people. As accordance with AHS, you have to be cohorts of 6 and you have to be 6 feet apart from everyone else. So that's what we're doing. Tables of 6, appies for everyone, show tickets for everyone. You're going to have a server come to your table so you don't have to line up at a bar like your old Christmas parties with bar tickets and shit. You just
Christmas parties.
Yeah.
Man, that used to be a thing that we could do.
Yep.
But you can with Mr. Foreign.
Yes, sir.
That's sweet. You guys should listen to this podcast more. If you have to just listen to this episode on repeat, it would help.
Yeah, just volume off.
Yeah.
On repeat while you sleep.
Or volume on.
Yeah, I'll volume on one time.
We won't judge you if you want to fall asleep to us. I'll judge you a little bit.
I would
write into YEG podcast to tell us if you fall asleep to our voices, or if you wake up to our voices because it's all day breakfast.
All day breakfast, whatever time you wake up at or eat breakfast at. If you eat breakfast for dinner, you've been up for 8 hours having breakfast. Throw us on. Have a hash brown.
If you eat breakfast for dinner because you're an adult and no one can tell you when to eat what.
Yeah. If you eat ice cream for breakfast, also listen to us then.
Yeah, cracking a beer before 8 a.m.
That's breakfast.
We'll hang out.
We'll be there.
We're chill. We'll hang out.
I'm not even telling
What do you want to talk about? AF comedian Kersey. Peace.
Later.